What's up guys, I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never and welcome back to another Miggles update. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Okay, so as you guys can see, since my last Mr. Miggles video, we have had another pullback. You can see that Mr. Miggles is currently back down to a $19.1 million market cap. And you can see that from a technical analysis standpoint, Mr. Miggles is basically forming a double bottom right now. I will say this would be a textbook level for Mr. Miggles to get a bounce, so I'm very curious to see if this support holds. Now, what else is very important to understand though is that the entire base ecosystem is bleeding. Even if you just look at DEX tools and you just see all these trending coins, they're all red. And if you come over here and you look at Base Memecoin's ranked, you can see that pretty much everything is red in the last week. Toshi is one of the few projects that's up. It's up 19.2%. But to be fair, Toshi has proven to be one of the strongest projects. And there's also a lot of hype from Binance right now with Toshi. So it's naturally going to be one of the stronger projects out there. But if you look at pretty much everything else, it's down in the last week. And as always, if you look at Mr. Miggles' volume, it's very comparable to Doginme and Keycat, which both have Coinbase listings. But I think the most important thing for all of you guys who are panicking right now is just to understand the overall market. So what is super fascinating right now is Bitcoin is trading at 121,800. Now, some people are going to interpret that in many different ways. But what I want to point out is the Google trend for Bitcoin. So if you look at the Google trend for Bitcoin in the last 5 years, you can see that the interest is still significantly lower than where it has been in the past. Yes, it has started to spike a little bit over the last few months, but these are the same levels that Bitcoin was at back in October of 2023. And if you come over to the Bitcoin chart and you look at where we were in October of 2023, Bitcoin was trading around 30,000. This is the October range right here where Bitcoin started to spike a little bit, but around 30,000. And that was the same interest that people have right now when Bitcoin's at 121,000. That's why it's super important to just always have perspective in this market. Right now, a lot of high caps are actually doing very well. And it's also interesting because if you look at cryptocurrency in general, you can see that there's been a massive fall off in cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin's spiking a little bit, but crypto in general is not. And then if you look at altcoins, you can see that there has been a massive fall off. And the reason this is important is because it's showing you that there is not a lot of interest in altcoins right now. And some of you guys may say that's a bad thing, but you also have to understand how fast things can spike in crypto. But truthfully, that's why I don't think panicking about Miggles or panicking about any of your conviction plays is going to help you much. Plain and simple, we just aren't seeing a lot of interest in the altcoin market. And again, if you come over here and you look at CoinMarketCap, it's pretty much only the high caps that are doing well. If you look at altcoin season, it says we're 52 out of 100, but that's really like the top 10 cryptos. I'm telling you right now, if this did not include the top 10 altcoins, this would be closer to like 5 out of 100. There are a lot of people who are panicking, and it's not just a Mr. Miggles thing. I'll start off by showing you guys a utility play like SWI. I use SWI as an example all the time because it's been one of the strongest projects this cycle. But you can see that SWI is still down 35% from its all-time high 9 months ago. And again, SWI has been one of the strongest projects. It's the 14th largest crypto, and it's even higher if you're not including stable coins. And then if you come over here and you look at meme coins, obviously a lot of the top meme coins are down significantly. Pepe, which has been one of the strongest this cycle, is still down 67% from its all-time high 10 months ago. And then you scroll down and you look at something like Brett, which is the highest base meme coin. Brett is down 81% from its all-time high. I'll even show you guys Toshi since it's one of the few that's up in the last week. But even Toshi is down 58% from its all-time high. So again, just understand what I'm saying with the altcoin interest. I know everyone wants to see their plays explode right now, but we're just not in that euphoric stage in the market right now. For the most part, it's pretty much only the high caps, and especially the high caps like BNB. If you click on BNB, you can see that BNB reached an all-time high 3 days ago. Now, the reason that's also important though is because I want you guys to look back and remember when Bitcoin was the only thing that was pumping. We would see Bitcoin pump up 8%, we'd see Ethereum pump up like 5%. Then we'd see Bitcoin pull back about 5%, but Ethereum would pull back like 10%. And we just saw Ethereum bleeding and bleeding and bleeding against Bitcoin. And it got to a point where Ethereum was down to $1,380 a coin, and everyone thought Ethereum was dead. But if you looked behind the scenes, you could see that BlackRock and all these massive entities were buying Ethereum. That right there is why it's important to have perspective. Now we are not only seeing Bitcoin pump, but we're also seeing some of these other top altcoins. But then if you look at a lot of the mid caps and low caps and micro caps, you're seeing them continue to get nuked. But you can see that liquidity is starting to flow from Bitcoin into the higher cap altcoins. And eventually that is just going to trickle down and trickle down and trickle down. So right now, I genuinely just think the best course of action is patience. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed in this market though. Make sure you actually understand what you're getting yourself into. I'm not telling you that Mr. Miggles or any of these projects are guaranteed to explode, but the reality of crypto is that you're never going to make life-changing gains if you're only buying the blue chip projects. It takes money to make money. Obviously, if you already have hundreds of thousands or millions to invest in the blue chips, then yeah, that changes things. But unfortunately, you have to take on risk if you want to make a lot of money. That's just the way things are. So for me personally, I look at a project like Mr. Miggles and I am still very bullish on this project. I come over to their X account and I look at all their collaborations, I look at their partnerships, and I just see a lot of bullish stuff happening behind the scenes. And I know a lot of people are ignoring this stuff because price action doesn't look great, but again, you have to understand the circumstances. Nothing in the market looks good right now except the high caps. So that's where you personally have to do your own research and try and find projects that you believe are undervalued. Ultimately, that's going to be the best way for you to make money in this market. If you can find the most undervalued projects, then you can succeed. But honestly, that's about it for the update today. If you guys are interested in Mr. Miggles and just getting into projects super early, market updates, all that stuff, then I recommend taking a look at my Discord. We're in the market 7 days a week and we've been getting into projects super early this entire cycle. As you guys know, I first posted Mr. Miggles in my Discord on day 1. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. I'd love to have you guys in here with us. That's about all. Let me know down in the comments how high do you guys think Miggles will go this cycle. If you enjoyed this content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.